Hey, so it's Monday morning and I am sat here with a copy of the Terrorism Act 2000 and the UK Police Oath of Office. So every policeman or woman that I encounter and every policeman or woman that you encounter from this moment onwards, ask them if they are under their oath, if they are acting under their oath of office. Because in order for them to be a policeman or woman, they have to be acting under their oath. Now, up until now, I have asked every single policeman or woman that I've encountered if they're acting under their oath. If they've said yes, I have asked them to evidence it, which means to say their oath to me. Now, I found a copy of the oath. I just Googled it. It's about 6 sentences long, and I'll read it to you. It says, I, so-and-so, of wherever, do solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will well and truly serve the Queen in the office of Constable, now this is the important bit, with fairness, integrity, diligence and impartiality, upholding fundamental human rights and according equal respect to all people, and that I will, to the best of my power, cause the peace to be kept and preserved and prevent all offences against people and property, and that while I continue to hold the said office, I will, to the best of my skill and knowledge, discharge all the duties thereof faithfully according to law. Now, I do know that this oath is very misleading in the sense that it says the Queen. But regardless of that right now, okay, this oath is what our taxes pay for them to do. This is what we pay them to do. Not one of them can evidence to me or anybody that I know that this is what they're doing. So if they're not doing this, okay, and they're not working for the people, who are they working for? So this is where this oath is very deceptive, because the police think they've sworn this oath to the Queen. Although they don't honour it at all, they do think they've sworn it to the Queen. In 1694, the Rothschilds, who owned the Bank of England, replaced the living crown, the Queen, with the Bank of England. So the Crown Corporation's square mile city of London is what the Queen is. That's what they're saying. That's what it's supposed to say. This is very deceptive where it says the Queen, because it's not the Queen. So if we know, right, that the Crown Corporation is the Crown, it's not the Queen, okay? And we look at one of their own acts, okay, terrorism, because not only are the police terrorists, so our taxes are funding home terrorism, literally, okay, we are also funding terrorism abroad as well with our taxes. So I have here Terrorism Act 2000, Chapter 11, Part 1, Terrorism Interpretation. In this act, terrorism means the use or threat of action where the action falls within subsection 2. The use or threat is designed to influence the government or an international government organisation, or to intimidate the public or a section of the public. And the use or threat is made for the purpose of advancing a political, religious, racial or ideological cause. Now, what they've very cleverly done through mainstream media is put the attention on religious and racial terrorism. They've scapegoated Muslims and made everybody focus on the threat of a racial religious attack rather than focusing on the political terrorism that is happening daily and funded by us. So there's a big difference between these two terrorisms, but everyone's all focused on one that it's not even really happening. It is just a threat to keep us in fear. So in their own acts now, they are guilty of these crimes. In this section, action includes action outside the United Kingdom. A reference to any person or to property is a reference to any person or to property wherever situated. A reference to the public includes a reference to the public of any country other than the United Kingdom. And the government means the government of the United Kingdom, of a part of the United Kingdom, or of a country other than the United Kingdom. So they're even saying it doesn't matter where the terrorism's taking place. If it's taking place, it's a crime. And basically now I've got evidence in their own acts that I'm going to use in my council tax case, because I refuse to pay any form of tax at the moment while it's funding home terrorism and terrorism abroad. By their own definitions, not only can we tell, like, it feels wrong, doesn't it, like what they're doing, we know the system's wrong, and by their own acts now they're guilty. And this is only one act that I found as well. I don't know the law, if you know what I mean, like it's coming across my path when it's meant to. So I've got one here, fundraising, okay, which is what I'll be serving with regards to tax. A person commits an offence if he provides money or other property and knows or has reasonable cause to suspect that it will or may be used for the purposes of terrorism. Now, if we know that our governments are using our money to fund terrorism, we are guilty of crimes ancillary to terrorism. I've got one here, cooperation with the police, because on the 30th of April 2014, I reported Chris Coverdale's Accounting for Genocide report to Gloucester Police Station as soon as I found out that that's what we should do. I later found out, obviously, that the police are terrorists as well, but only when they're not acting under their oath. If we can get the ones to act, if we can get them to act under their oath, that's what we need to do. That's the human in them. And some of them will do it, and I have faith in the human in them. Some of them are like lost causes, right? And we just have to. It's a bit like Noah's Ark when they came too late. You just have to let them drown. It's not our fault. But the ones that are waking up, that's the ones that are important. So we've got a person does not commit an offence under any of sections 15 to 18 by involvement in a transaction or arrangement relating to money or other property if he discloses to a constable his suspicion or belief that the money or other property is terrorist property, the information on which his suspicion or belief is based. Disclosure after he becomes concerned in the transaction concerned on his own initiative and as soon as reasonably practical. So that's what I kind of thought at the time, right, okay, I have to report these crimes to the police, and something will happen. But because the police don't know the law, we kind of need to educate them, I think. I mean, I don't know whether we can even use their own acts against them. I don't even know if it's worth playing along with it. I mean, it's called an act. So we could just change the game completely and just bring reality in there and say, listen, we're not acting, this is real life and real people are dying because of this. So something needs to be done about it. So yeah, I just thought I'd expose the real terrorists, because I've been saying I know who the terrorists are, and by their own acts, they're guilty. I mean, this is their definition. If you look up the definition in other dictionaries, you get a very similar definition. It doesn't specifically say it's one group of people. You're judged as a terrorist based on your actions. So yeah, we need to focus on the political terrorists rather than the religious ones, because there's apparently been a threat that there's going to be a terrorist attack on the trains. There's going to be a bombing. Come on, it's all an illusion. None of that's real. Turn off the news. It's not real. It's just whatever they want to tell you, whatever they want you to believe. It's crazy. Hollywood, Merlin's wand, remember? So, have a nice day.